Dawn, welcome back. It has been about a year and a half, or maybe a little more than that, since the last time we interviewed you. This is Dawn Trainer-Struck at the Enfield Community Cat Project, and Dawn actually works, she doesn't have a physical location, she works with ferals that they started out trapping, neutering, and releasing, and that helped the population. Also taking the babies of ferals, so you get them young, what, about 3 months, under 3 months old?
Under 3 months, yeah.
Under 3 months old,
Yep.
you can get them acclimated to people. She has fosters that do a fabulous job at that, and I have 2 cats, so I know about that. But you have almost, I don't want to say despite yourself, you have had some serious issues for a young woman in the
Yes.
last year and a half, and you're still plugging along. So you got to say, you do for others, you get done for, you know?
I think it's good juju.
You get good juju. You've done your karma. You got karmic credit up there. So about a year ago, you had a heart attack, and you're young.
Yeah, it's almost coming up. It was actually October 17th of last year. Very scary. It was unexpected. The week before, I was in Florida. I was trapping the day before out in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere, and I ended up having a massive heart attack. They call it the Widowmaker, and I was life-starred to St. Francis, and they tell me I'm lucky to be here. So.
I mean, you weren't even in there that long, and I know you were really sick when they were life-starring you, and then you recovered from that. And then about, 6 months ago, there was water, April, May, was it that time period? There was
In
water.
June. Oh,
the water on your steps that you slid
oh
on.
yeah, that was June. It was in June.
Oh, she had so many problems, poor girl doesn't know. Like I say, June, you slide on your basement steps, you break your back.
I fractured 2 bones in my back.
Here you are.
Yeah, and they were I forgot the name of them, but it's the bone that enables you to bend over. So I couldn't bend over for a while.
So the trapping, neutering, you are, I'm not going to say lucky in this because you worked very, very hard. It's not just a matter of luck. I never like to say that when people do as much as you've done. It is dedication.
Yes, it's
you
passion.
Have passion. And caring. And you have, how many people do you have? I mean, it was in the thousands, not as volunteers, but as followers, as people who know about it.
We have about we have a public page, and we have about 2,000 people that follow that. And then we have a private page, and we're over 3,000. So that's like 5,000 people that are following us.
So you've done a lot of marketing, front door, back door marketing.
Yeah.
You were on WTIC yesterday,
Yes.
and so listen for that.
Yeah.
If you've missed that, same deal. Any way that Dawn can get the information out about her cats. You've done so much, and you started a scholarship fund recently,
Yes.
which is just about unheard of. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
And like when it is, how they apply,
Yeah, absolutely. So this year was the first time that we offered a scholarship. Currently, it's only for Enfield students, and the criteria is you need to be studying something in the animal sciences, whether you're going to be a vet or a vet tech, and then the other criteria is that you're involved in the community. So it was very exciting. This year we actually had a student that 3 years ago helped us get kittens from under her shed, and she's actually, they were feral kittens under her shed, and it just worked out that way. She did a great job in writing her letter, and she's going to school for that. So I mean, we're going to be we'll have more information in January
for the next round.
Yeah.
So that's about when you're going to expect people to start applying the beginning of next year. Enfield students involved in the community. You also started a program, which this is so important because you and I both see people that have cats in their homes, and I don't know how you two things. I don't know how you deal with an unneutered or unspayed cat because the males spray.
Yes.
And the females, that heat howling
It's
just would
terrible.
it drove me crazy when I had
Yeah.
a female. She went in heat
And it's
before I could get
they're
her spayed.
uncomfortable,
Uncomfortable
too, for them.
for
Yeah,
the females,
yeah,
you know. But some people accept these animals into their house and don't do it, whether it's money or whether it's just lack of interest to do it. My cat went into heat very young before I could get her to spend. Well, that was the last time, first and last time. I can't deal with this. Can't deal with this. So you started a program where, if the people will allow you to take mom and kittens, because the kittens are still breastfeeding or still nursing, correct? If they let you take the kittens?
It's a little different. So I've done it two ways. So we will, the majority of the people actually love their cats. And so I will let them keep their cat in their home with the kittens until the kittens are 8 weeks. And then they'll surrender to us.
And is that when the nursing usually stops?
Yeah,
with
so the kittens are
8 weeks?
done nursing at 8 weeks, and mom's like, get them off of me by that
That's some
time.
rats, right?
So we'll do that. But we have had a couple people that were more comfortable with us taking mom that was pregnant or mom that had small babies, and they were a little just nervous about it. So whatever is best for that person. But we have had such a huge success with it this year. And, you know, a lot of people, it is because they don't have the money to be able to spay or neuter. They don't know about, I mean, I'm just such a big educator on spay and neuter. People don't understand that there's clinics out there that they can go to, or there's additional funding if they're on state that they could, you know, sometimes they give out vouchers. But this program has been wonderful, and we've had a lot of people in the community, not just Enfield, but, you know, several other towns that have embraced it, and mom gets spayed and gets all her shots, and then the kittens, we know they're not going to be producing because they're also getting spayed and all their shots. So it's a win.
Okay. So in most instances, you return mom to the original owner unless they're
Oh, yes, yes.
you return mom and you take the babies at 8 weeks, and then
Yep.
you do have programs. Is it PetSmart? PetSmart?
We are adoption partners with PetSmart in Enfield.
And
Yep.
so you have how many cats do you have at any one time? And do you put the kittens there, or do the kittens stay in foster until their immune system's old enough to be handled by a lot of people?
Yeah, so absolutely. I very rarely, I haven't placed any small kittens at PetSmart. I keep them in foster. I just think it's the majority of our kittens are very social and loving and cuddling, and again, because of their immune system. So we will place at PetSmart 1 to 2 cats there at any given point in time. We do share it with another rescue, Feral Cats of East Windsor. So.
Oh, that's Russell Bergeron.
Yes.
That's Russell Bergeron. He does a
Yep.
good job too. He's
Yes,
been
he
on the
does.
show.
Yep.
I haven't seen him for a while. So when I adopted 2 kittens from you, or just before the show started, talking about
Yeah.
that little stinker Harper. Harper was feral, and I have to say, you have some of the most fabulous foster moms. It takes so much, especially you see them bottle feeding babies, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Most people who work in rescue have full-time jobs.
Yes.
So you're getting up several times a night to feed it's like having a baby.
It
or
is
to,
having an
having a
infant,
baby.
yeah.
And these little things, ounces, matter to them. So you have a fabulous foster system where these women and men will come in and actually cuddle and make the babies adoptable. I adopted 2 from Enfield community. Good. One's a really good boy. one is a good boy, but he's just wants a lot of mommy attention from going from not wanting to be near mommy because his foster was so good to him.
Yeah.
And foster tells me later, this cat comes when I'm having breakfast. This kitten was a kitten, and he would flop himself up against me, and I put my arms around him, and I had to sing and rock. And somebody said, send me a video. I no, my singing, I don't do karaoke because of that. You don't, my singing's more like howling. But you have to sing, and I understand he loves You Are My Sunshine. When I went into Amazing Grace, he's not religious. He got left, okay? So he's like,
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. No, maybe it was those high notes I was trying to hit. He was very disturbed. But, you know, it's every morning I have to sing and rock this guy. Now, this goes from So I mentioned it to the foster mom who we stayed in touch with. And she, oh yeah, I used to do that every morning. Thank you so much, Carol, because I can't have breakfast until I rock this kitten. People think I'm crazy.
I know.
But he has turned out to be, from being very shy and scared leaving Carol's home, because she was attached to her, to being my tail. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, it's like whack-a-mole. There's always something he wants to do with what I'm doing.
And I think that's so important. I'm going to interject because a lot of times I'm always fostering also. And I take the harder ones, the kittens that are either a little bit older and that are a little more grumpy. But right now I have a kitten, Amelia. She's about 9 weeks old, who has had several meet and greets, and because she's a doll and will climb on me and cuddle me, but she's only knows me. So people need to understand that the way she is with me, she'll be with you too. Eventually. So I just ask people to take some time and invest in these. They are the shyer ones
that might be left behind. Now, I know what happened when he came to my house. We had to keep him in a room, and I did have a cat that went in there that made him feel very comfortable. They're very bonded now. They weren't come together. But so when you do adopt these, because it's important. I see a lot of the shelters saying, so-and-so is shy, come in, he'll warm up to you. But they're the ones that get overlooked. How do you suggest that adopters of the shy ones go about make them feel comfortable?
I mean, I have some documentation that I send home with the adopters that kind of gives them some insight to help them. But the thing that works the best is play, and rotisserie chickens is a big thing too.
Chicken?
I mean, I've made many cat friends with a rotisserie chicken.
I'd be your friend with rotisserie chicken. Hey.
So, but that honestly, when I'm working with the feral kittens, that's how I get them used to my hand. Is I have the chicken here, and then I'm petting them when they're eating it off of my hand, and that takes a while. But there's it's just time, patience, commitment, and people fall in love with them after a while.
It's hard not to fall in love. I read an article once that puppies and kittens have baby faces, and even babies and puppies and kittens, young things, have that baby face because it makes people feel protective. That's why babies have the bigger heads, the bobbly heads, and kittens and puppies look so adorable, because it does the protection instinct in people. You want to take care of them. Harper came around with sardines, which I had to stink up my whole house. I would rather have been rotisserie chicken.
They do like those sardines.
Sardines, oof. I don't even like them. But so you have, how many foster moms do you have now?
We have about 30. It's just, and they're all over. We have fosters all over Connecticut and in Massachusetts. So the thing that I really enjoy and love is that a lot of our foster homes have children that are involved. And the children are actually helping to socialize the shyer cats
and learning
to be respectful and appreciate animals, which is so important in today's society. So.
Yeah, you hear. I mean, I started because you see all the horror stories: people chaining dogs to trees, people putting dogs in cages, people putting cats in bags. And I know that Connecticut has changed, and I'll probably talk about this somewhat on every program. Desmond's Law. Has
very
helped.
Very exciting.
There's just people that still don't believe that they're sentient beings. And I started, once they were arrested, posting a wall of shame on Facebook, because it's like, you cannot keep doing, you can't ever have another cat. Somebody went into a shelter that I was working in, and they were looking for a black cat. Well, around Halloween, a lot of the shelters don't do the black cats, and they're harder to adopt.
They are harder to adopt.
They're beautiful little souls.
Yes.
But he actually, thank God, he made the mistake of saying, "No, I like them when they're kittens. I'll let them go when they're older." And the shelter manager went berserk. It's like, his face was posted. Don't give this man.
Well, we have a
this man
DNA list. Most rescues and shelters do not adopt.
Yeah.
So and we try to network it between
because it's so important
amongst us.
I mean, you and I saw the other day on Craigslist. It doesn't have anything to do. Yeah. Some idiot actually put that they had gotten a pitty and wanted kittens and puppies to train the pitty, like they were not. Again.
Yes.
How do you do? I'd like to see that person arrested. I don't know if anybody got a hold of them, but it's like woo. So. And I know with all the work you do, I do, other people do in rescue, there is somewhat of a burnout because you just can't save the world. It's got to bother you. It just can't save the world.
I mean, there are some times that I cry. And I have a really hard time. Some of the things I see, I can't get the images out of my head. And sometimes I'm cranky. So.
But you have every right to be cranky.
But I think it's one of the things, if anyone follows our page, we have a lot of our adopters that post updates. And that really keeps me going. Because it reminds me of what
you did accomplish.
What we did accomplish.
And the good you did.
Yes.
And that far outweighs what you can't do, but you do want to be all things to all people, and it might have been part of the reason you had a sticker problem.
I think so. I think a lot of it had to do with stress. So, it was very stressful.
So you have the fosters, and then you were, at that point in time, going out, and I mean, this is going out at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, after work, after you work all day, in the snow, in the rain, trying to get to these cats to feed them. These are colonies that are TNR'd. So by recidivism, they're going to be gone in a couple of years, but a lot of years.
This year was the first year I've been managing one colony for 3 years, and it is no longer in existence.
Okay, and it's sad in that way.
It's sad because the last 2 were killed by predators. But
but it is the natural order of things, and these are cats you can't take into your house.
True.
There is with you, and I've seen your postings before, if a lot of cats are dumped and they tend to find feral colonies because they're used to being with other animals, but they don't incorporate as well. Like I know some of your people would come out and say that they would, some of your people would come out and say that there's a cat waiting for them. So it's not just the ferals waiting, it's a cat that's much more approachable. So in that way, you know that it was probably dumped.
I'll share a story with you. So last year, we've taken in several cats from our feral colonies. But what happens is when a cat is dumped and they're left outside, for their own safety, they just resort back to
the wild.
You know, if they're lucky enough. A lot of them don't have that instinct. But so we noticed, we were feeding this cat for 2 years, and we noticed he was waiting and meowing and making eye contact, which is not unusual. Unusual feral behavior. And then I call one of our more important jobs too is a feral colony caregiver, because we not only feed these ferals, but we do spend time with them, so they do get used to you. And then we had people that were brushing him and petting him and practicing picking him up. And he's currently in foster right now. He's been in foster for about 8 months. And we were just looking for the right home for him. So.
But he has somewhat come back into a home.
He's totally back in a home and acts like he never left.
Interested in going back out there.
No interest in going outside at all.
Because I think it was a big white and yellow one.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah,
Oscar. I remember seeing him just staring at the camera.
Yes. He's just like, hey.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So. And then there are other people like. Person in Enfield that the cat lived in a shed, she wouldn't let you take it. I mean, there's those stories that hurt too. You know, you don't leave a cat outside in the cold in the shed, and we had a wicked winter.
Yeah.
But you have done. I'm always amazed between the fosters, between the feeders, between the TNR, and I know you have a lot of good vets work with you because it's very expensive.
It is.
It's very expensive to neuter and then release them back out. So you do have good people. You have built a community in was about 3 years now.
Three,
right?
yeah,
It's 3 years.
it's 3
yeah.
years in May. Yep.
When you're talking
Yeah.
about 5,000 followers, people that do the TNR, people that foster, and they are dedicated, and you see
Yep.
the same people over and over.
Yeah.
You, like every other situation, every other shelter, do also always need to raise funds just
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff. Even though
Yeah.
you don't have a physical location, the other stuff's expensive.
The biggest thing that we face right now is just vet bills. I mean, yeah, it's just so expensive at any given point in time. Yesterday I had a cat and a litter of kittens that were at the vet, and it's just, you were talking hundreds of dollars
Oh, yeah.
at any given point. And I will never be in a position to say, oh, I don't have the money, so I can't bring this cat or kitten to
Right,
the vet. I'm the first one. I'm proactive, you know, and I just want to make sure that they come from deplorable situations, and it's our job to get them back to feeling good.
And I think, you know, show me how you treat animals, it shows you the mark of the person.
Yes.
And certainly, again, I seriously do believe in, you got a lot of good karma there because you came through a lot. And you
I think I
still
had
here.
kitty angels floating around me.
You must have. It's all that fur you wear.
Yes.
Throw it in. So you're having the Black Cat Gala in
Yes.
October. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So October 25th at Mount Carmel in Enfield. It's we've rebranded it, but last year was Cats and Cocktails, but going forward will be the Black Cat Gala, and it's really reasonable. We've tried to make it affordable so that everybody can attend. It's $15, and it's we're going to have light fare. Bring your own booze, which is always
that
nice.
saves a fortune,
yeah,
right?
it saves
Yeah,
a
it saves a
fortune for
fortune, yeah.
people. And we're going to have we're adding some new stuff. We have one of our supporters has donated a photo booth and DJ services, so that's going to be
That's
exciting.
new. That's new, 'cause I was there last year. You know,
Yep. And we'll have over 80 gift baskets for our teacup raffle. This year we're also adding mystery bags, so that's fun. So the bags are $5, and most of them will be like $10 to $20 worth. So we have a lot of people that have donated for that, and we're going to do a 50-50 raffle, and
it's just a fun time. I was there
yeah,
last
and
year.
I'm encouraging everyone to wear black in support of black cats that are the ones that are least likely
adoptable,
to get adopted.
And yet they have
yes.
beautiful personalities.
I think every home should have one. I do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my husband wants to know, will you have porchetta there? He's so Italian. He's on that porchetta. After he ate your hot dogs last year, he's like, porchetta? I didn't know that was here. Said, well, you shouldn't have jumped at the first food booth you saw. What can I tell you?
Yep.
So, but we unfortunately will be out of town. But I know you got a good crowd last year, and the kind of publicity you're building.
Yeah.
I hope you talked about that with WTIC yesterday.
I did. Yeah.
That'd be
yes.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So the Black Cat Gala, October 31st in Enfield.
25th.
I'm sorry, 25th. I'm thinking
Yep, that's
Halloween
okay.
in Enfield. And she's got it on her website, which is Enfield Community Cat Project.
Yep.
She also can probably always use fosters, always use people to trap the cats, feed the cats, love
Adopt
the
the
cats.
cats.
Yeah, adopt some cats. I've reached my maximum.
I mean, the other opportunity that we have is one thing that I implemented this year is we're adoption partners with PetSmart, but we have cuddlers. So yeah, and there's a lot of people that they just go down. We have a schedule, and these cats that are in between, they're in transition before they find their new home. It's nice to have people loving on them.
Yeah.
So and they enjoy it.
And I think basically between your fosters and that, you do have very lovable cats. Like I said, I have two of them, Freddie, and the first night I had Freddie, he carried a toy in the bed and laid on my husband's pillow like, this is where I belong. And Harper's another whole story, little whack-a-mole.
Yes.
But I love him dearly.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you do and everybody else who's around you, because we know how hard you work.
Yep.
And also, if you can't do any of those things, they're always looking for food donations.
Yes. Yep.
Anything like that would help. Hard food, wet food. Do you have a list on your website? Do you have a list of?
We don't, but we should. We have Amazon wish list.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
yep, and then we do have a a drop box at the library on Middle Road in Enfield. So
Okay.
they've let us have it there for 3 years, which has been great.
Very nice,
Yeah.
very nice. So even the little things you can do would make such a magnificent difference because it is a community, and one person, two people, they can only do so much. And Dawn's built her crowd up, but they
yes.
still need more.
Yep.
So I appreciate you coming, and
Thank
it's nice to
you.
see
It
you
was
looking
nice
so
to-
well
thank
after the last
you.
horrible year you had. You know, I'm following you on Facebook, going, oh my God,
I know.
oh my God.
I'm
that's
like,
so
who's
bad.
got the voodoo doll?
Yeah,
And they need to put it away.
Take that pin out of me, you know,
Exactly.
because you're tooting around like the Energizer Bunny, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're down.
Yep.
So yeah, but I do appreciate you coming, and I look forward to seeing you in another show, because I'm sure in another year.
Yes, yes. Thank you
we'll
so
be-
much for having me.
Oh,
It's
listen, it was
exciting to
It's
talk
always
about all the.
enjoyable. Yeah, it's always
evolution.
enjoyable. I hope you get lots of publicity from both this and the radio
Yes.
yesterday, and I hope that you get a real big crowd for the Black Cat
Thank
Gala.
you. Me too.
And adopt the black cats.
Yes.
Yay. So thank you for
Thanks
coming.
so
Thank
much,
you for
Connie.
coming.